Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Build a House. Let's build the night. In the last episode last week, we built our center habitat, the biggest habitat so far. Well, not just so far, but it's going to be the biggest in the end of the building as well, for the aardvarks. It's the biggest and also our center habitat. So when you walk into the house, this is the first habitat that you are going to see. It's alongside the left and the right side of the building. Well, as I said, it is the center habitat. So yeah, that's obviously in the center of the building. We have two aardvarks in here in this very panoramic habitat, and I have to say, until today, until this moment, this is my absolute favorite habitat in here. I really love it so much, and also the aardvarks seem to enjoy it pretty much, so you can see them very good in that habitat. Yeah, today's episode is going to be once again a pretty short episode. I didn't cut out anything of the stuff that I recorded because it was so short. It went pretty quick finishing the next habitat. I think I built for about 1.5 hours. Really not any longer on that one. This doesn't absolutely mean that I had no fun building it, or was just like, okay, let's build something so that we do have a new episode next week. No, absolutely not. I really had fun, and as I said in the beginning, for the aardvark habitat was my favorite habitat until I finished this one. This one is going to be for the striped skunks. Skunks? Whatever, you know what I mean. The North American ones, the stinky ones. Yeah. It is a small one because these animals are so tiny, so they don't need that much space. Yeah, and therefore it is a small habitat. Size-wise, might be exactly the same size than the one for the quokkas, because we do have some exactly same sized habitats in here. So we do have, let me once again look at my map, 8 and 4. Yeah, we do have two habitats that are around 250 square meters. That's the quokka and the skunk. We do have 4 habitats that are even smaller for the fennec fox that we already built, and also, what else did we have? The kiwi, fennec fox and the kiwi, and we're going to have 2 in the same size, around 200 square meters, for the Chinese pangolin and the armadillo as well. Then we do have 2 bigger habitats that are about 300 square meters. Those are the 2 habitats on the left and on the right side that are a little bit weird shaped, for the Tasmanian devil that we already built, and for the wombat that we are going to build in 2 episodes. Yeah, and then of course the big center habitat that is around 400 square meters for the aardvark. So all that, yeah, I took all that in consideration, or all that went in planning the house, because first of all I looked at what animals we could have here in this house, so that I had the chance to look at how big the habitats had to be. And after I chose the animals, I decided how to construct the building, how to form it, where the habitats are going to be, and make it look symmetric and stuff like that. So that was the whole planning process. That is something that I usually don't do when I build my zoos. I don't plan anything. Instead, which animal is going to move in today's episode, and the next is all just the vibes that I feel. So totally different stuff when I build animal houses, because there is a lot of planning going into that. Yeah, and with that being said, once again, copy and paste a lot of stuff for the habitats. As you can already see, that is something I said a few episodes before, that is pretty repetitive, because you always see the same stuff. You see me copying the walls, lowering them down, and putting in the glass pieces, the air-conditioned stuff, and whatsoever, just to create the shell of the habitat. And then we are going into shaping the habitat, doing a little bit of landscaping, planting, rock work and stuff like that, going into the backstage area as well, like I do right now, and once again lowering down the concrete pieces, copying the beams around, putting in the mesh fence, and yeah, as I do in every episode. So nothing that special and nothing new here to see. That is something that I'm thinking about when we're going to build the next house, which is definitely going to be a cat house. I think of structuring the videos a little bit different, so that we don't have always the same parts for for the videos. So maybe we're doing something like as I did before in the reptile house and here as well. So we're going to do the groundwork, so that we do have some kind of a map where to build the habitats, laying them out, laying out the floor and stuff like that. In the next episode, shaping the habitat, so building the shells for the habitats, so that we actually can do just habitat work. And for it's definitely going to be very different, the next one, because for the cat house we're not just going to have indoor habitats, so I'm planning to have outdoor habitats for the cats as well, as you usually do when you have a house for big or small cats. You always do have outdoor habitats as well, and that is something that I really want to have when we're building the cat house. So from that point of view, it's definitely going to be different than what we do here in the nocturnal house and as we did in the reptile house, because usually in nocturnal houses and reptile houses you don't have any outdoor habitats. So yeah, okay, so we were talking about lots of things that had nothing to do with today's video, which is not that bad, because as I said, there's nothing happening right now that you haven't seen in the episodes before. So we're going into building the actual habitat for the skunks in about a minute, and I wanted it to look different because the skunks are North American animals, so we do have African animals like more desert, dryland animals like the aardvark and the fennec fox. We do have animals from Oceania like the Tasmanian devil, the quokka, the kiwi, and the flying foxes as well, and I think something else as well. I don't know right now. We do have them, which is more like this tropical jungly feeling, and so we do have the skunk now that is more like temperate, and for that reason I didn't want to have the rock walls at the back of the habitat. So I was looking for any other options. First of all, I tried to use those smaller beams, and then I decided we're going for this huge big tree trunks to put in here, just covering the whole wall on the left side, rotating the beams a little bit around so that we don't have the look that everything is looking the same, and we do have the same pillar everywhere. So yeah, I was rotating it a little bit, then yeah, put it into a group, select it into a group, lowering it a little bit down from time to time, so that we do have a little bit of a different look, and then copying it to the right side. So left and right side is already covered, and now we're doing the same stuff for the back of the habitat. And I think in the end it really pays off that I decided not to go for the rock wall, because it looks different and gives the whole part here a total new vibe. Don't know if we are going to do this in more habitats, but I think it could make sense for the Chinese pangolin, definitely, because that is also more like temperate or boreal animal, so it would totally make sense. Maybe as well for the armadillo. Yeah, not quite sure about the sloth, but also the sloth might look pretty nice when we're doing something with those pillars, or even if we're choosing different pillars in the next habitat. Yeah, talking about that, doing the terrain work right now, putting in some rocks and coloring the ground and stuff like that, choosing different plants, of course, and doing a lot of decoration, a little bit of adventure zoo decoration. You're going to see yeah, some parts that you usually won't see in an indoor nocturnal habitat, but yeah, just was playing a little bit around with that. So what I wanted to say is, in the next episode is going to be a little bit more like an extended episode. Yeah, we do have around 18 minutes today. We're definitely going to have something like half an hour in the next episode, because in the next one we are going to build the habitat for the sloth, which is, yeah, totally new to me, because I never built for them. I said it one too many times now. I'm very excited for that, very curious how it might look. And we are also going to do the backstage area for the back of the building, as with the habitat for the sloth, the back, yeah, the back side of the building is going to be finished. No more habitats on there. And I also will try to do the opposite side of the feeding kitchen, which is the animal clinic. So I'm trying to build some stuff for that, so that you do have something like a similar experience that you do have for the feeding kitchen, where you could look through the glass windows into the animal hospital and can see the vets taking care of sick animals or hurt animals or whatever. So that is the plan. So next episode is definitely going to be longer than this one, and you're going to see a lot more interesting stuff. Yeah, here you can already see it already gives boreal vibe. Yeah, boreal, not temperate. It's more like boreal vibe. So I was using the bison grass, which I really get to like very much. Didn't use it in the past very often, as well as this piece here, but it fits perfectly for the skunk and gives the whole habitat a completely new texture and a completely new and exciting look, and especially for a nocturnal house, it's I thought I never used that word with that plant, but it's pretty. It really is, yeah. And I'm also thinking about using the huge one for a centerpiece here inside the building for our visitor area. So where our guests are moving around on the outside. So yeah. And maybe on the outside as well, when we are going to do the shell for this building. I never thought that this would happen. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, Putting in some more plants before we going into decoration. For sure, the creosote bush never is going to be missed anywhere. I think there is no build you can find on my YouTube channel, except the older videos where the creosote bush wasn't in the DLC. What DLC was it? It was the Dryland DLC. Yeah, it was the Dryland DLC. Yeah, since then I'm always using it because it just looks amazing. Yeah, a little bit more decoration. I wanted to have this piece here, this water tank. I really liked it. I didn't notice, you know that I'm colorblind. I didn't notice that it was red until Mr. Baratz saw it and told me that it was like a signal red, and maybe I should think about changing the color, so I changed it afterwards so that we do have more like a brown or greenish color right now that fits the whole vibe a little bit better. Yeah, we are already finished with the habitat. It's time to get the animals in here, and you will see what I meant when I said the skunks are very tiny. They are so small. If you have a look at the skunks and compare it to the habitat, you might think there could have been at least 4 or 5 animals in there, but it is slightly the size that the animals need for 2 animals. Can you imagine that? That's amazing. Well, okay, so let's have a look at the habitat and the animals. I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did so, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel so that I can grow more and more and provide you with great videos in the future. And hope to see you guys in the next week for the extended episode where we're going to have the slot, the animal clinic, and a backstage area here in our night house. Okay guys, take care and happy Halloween. Bye!